Hey guys, Jin Graves here, doing another tag video for you guys. There are like a bunch going around, so trying to keep up with them and make sure that I get them all and all that other stuff, because at least one person's tagged me, and I think all of them here and there are a lot. So, good God, we'll just say it. So this one, I got tagged by Alonzi. Shout out to my boy, Alonzi. And then Alonzi got tagged by Big Sis Shay. So check that out. I'll put those links in the description below and whatnot. And of course, who tagged Shay? The original mastermind of it is AG Macdonald. So go check him out. I'll put his link in the description below as well. But kind of the whole thing behind it that AG wanted is basically there are so much stuff, or there is so much stuff that's out there, with people kind of like bad-mouthing each other and whatnot. And so the simple task that is put before us is picking 10 manga tubers or booktubers, whoever. Since we're doing manga tube, it'll be those guys, and doing that and basically saying 3 nice things about them. So I guess you can either do it in 3 words if you can do that, or doing it in like 3 sentences at the most, I guess. There's a lot that you can do. So anyway, let's hop into it. So the first one I want to do, and this one, guys, because we also have the community challenge stuff going on, and like I said, there are a lot of other ones that are out there focused on certain things, is I'm probably just going to focus on my main gang, my group of friends that I talk to, on a semi-regular basis and whatnot, and people that I really enjoy and talk to a lot. So my first person that I'm going to throw out there is actually Big Sis Shay. If it's 3 words, I would probably say my big sis, just because I do feel like sometimes Shay does take time when it is, because whenever we talk sometimes, I feel like she takes that extra little thing and actually like talks and makes sure that I understand what she's talking about and everything. Just like my sisters, I have 2 older sisters that kind of did the same thing to me. So I feel in my element when me and Shay talk and whatnot, especially just because I had those big sisters. But she does take that extra care, caring, and actually like make sure that you understand what she's talking about and stuff. So I do like, though, how she I feel like mostly with me, will take whatever it is and will actually talk about it, and we'll kind of go from like a light side to a dark side kind of thing, which is really good, because if you can kind of explore the whole thing of a manga or whatever, then you're off to a great start. If you get the worst part of it and the best part, everything else in the middle is kind of just there. So Shay is my number 1. My number 2 is going to be Alonzi, who originally tagged me. In 3 words, I'm going to make this one a word by itself. So Doctor Who is going to be a single word. I don't care who wants to argue that, because I could just say the Who or whatever, and people, probably won't understand that. So we're just going to make Doctor Who one word. or TARDIS. I could pick that, guys. And everybody, some people would be like, I don't know what that is. Doctor Who stuff, people. So, yeah. So Doctor Who, and then I would also say Rockstar as one word too. You know, and then you know, cool guy, something like that. so Doctor Who, Rockstar, cool guy is kind of what we have for Alonzi. Now, he is a great friend. You know, I totally, I mean, if you were to pick certain people, I would say these 10 people are probably people that I not only do stuff, as in talking to them and whatnot, but I also, you know, somewhat look up to them in a way, just because, just like myself pioneering and everything with making the MangaTuber world community better, I feel like all these people kind of do the same. So there's my number 2, Alonzi. Of course, bringing that up, I have to bring up Alonzi's rival, my other best friend, which is Loha Lee. Loha Lee's words are Hawaiian, long hair, bodybuilder. There we go. They're yeah, don't question it. It's 3 words. Or if we can do it, if I can figure it out, HALO Bos. Halobo. Halobo. Okay, so now that we've gotten that done, if we've taken the first 2 letters, if you guys know Loha Lee's origin story, you know, his stands for kind of what he did. He took the first 2 letters and it came up with his name. So Halobo will be his name right now on this. So if you haven't checked out his stuff, you should. Like I said, Loha Lee is another great friend that is in the community and is trying, like all of us, to actually make it better, push forward, all of that. And, you know, we all do it in our own individual way. So, number 4, I feel like is really funny because it was actually brought up on the last manga club, of Loha Lee being like my number 1 male harem guy. But not a lot of people know, unless you were in the community at the time, that I actually put a tweet out with stuff of between them who would be my person, and Bizarre Individual actually won that, so that is my 4th person, Bizarre Individual. My my number one heart squeeze, heart crush, something like that. But Bizarre's been like one of my best friends for a while now. Actually drove down to see me, and everything, and we got to like do a gift exchange in person, and you know, I think it's really good. I feel like Loha Lee is the person that whenever he doesn't know how to do something, he'll be like, hey, how do you do this? I'm like, this is how you do it, you know, and it helps him out in the long run because he does that. In the same sense, though, he turns around and he helps me out. You know, we have such a good network in our friendship between him and I because, like, even with, like, Pops, like, we do that, and we ask each other, you know, do you have this one? No. Okay, well, let me get it for you. We'll send it, you know, here and there. All that other stuff. I mean, it's a great group of friends that I have. So, yeah. Number 5, it's got to be my boy, Otaku Mike. Otaku Mike is somebody I talk to on a very regular basis because we play video games together. So, gamer, or we'll go anime because I don't know if I can fit them together the other way. So anime, gamer, comedian. So yeah, anime gamer comedian. There you go. Yeah. Same thing. I feel like Otaku Mike is a great person in the community at Cornerstone because Mike will throw out that stuff and make joking videos, which I feel like raises the spirit of a lot of us whenever we're watching it. You know, there's some things that do that, and you just kind of have to like sit back and be like, okay, well, what do I do now? You know, I can't really just sit there and watch all this stuff because sometimes, obviously, either off of the person's personality or whatever, sometimes manga tubing can get a little boring and almost seems like a dry eye commercial. You know, Bueller, you know, all that stuff. Just because sometimes we get the same books and there's not really a twist anybody can put on it, especially if you're doing a haul or an unboxing or whatever. Like, there's not very much you can do besides saying, hey, this is the book, you know, it's a good story, or, you know, whatever. You're not ever going to hear like, I bought this one because it's horrible. It just doesn't happen that way. So that's my first 5. So on to my next 5. My number 6, I would say, is my man, my dude that has been around forever. Amaskio J. Amaskio J has been one of my friends since like forever. You know, and Amaskio J is actually, I feel like, one of my friends that actually keeps me on the straight and narrow by me keeping him on the straight and narrow. I mean, if there's ever a day where he's questioning something, me and him usually, like, you know, talk about it, do all this other stuff. You know, lets me know, really keeps me in check with, like, letting me know, like, how my content is. If I'm doing a video that's kind of like, oh, you know, no, it's not that good or whatever, you know, Amaskio J will usually call me on it. So, really good friend to have there, because I know if I ever screw up real bad, Amaskio J will just lay into me and let me know. So, I would say Amaskio J is honest. He's got a lot of pets that are like rodent based. So honest, rodent, and for some reason now everybody, because of his name, makes me think of orange juice all the time. So I would say honest rodent orange juice is his. I don't know how that fits together as a cool title, but somehow, guys, it'll work. So that's my number 6. Number 7, I would definitely have to say, is my dude Flip Otaku. We got on each other's nerves all the time. It happens, but I feel like we actually do better coming out of it, because you know, just like with everything, if you kind of argue about it, you can always find like a better way to do something because of the argument, instead of maybe the same way that you would do it the whole time. And so that's pretty testing to make sure that you do it, and you have to make sure that you cater it to other people, because we're all different, and if you have multiple people, quote unquote, sticking their hands in the cookie jar, then you have to make sure that there's enough for everybody, and that there's the cookies that everybody likes in it, basically. So it's kind of like figuring out, all right, you're putting your hand in there, I need you to put your hand over to the left because that's your favorite cookie, or I need you to put your hand over to the right. You know, it's kind of doing that, making sure it's right, and being able to kind of foresee some stuff like that. So, yeah. So Flip is my number 7. Number 8 is my senpai, which is Danny D. Guys, if it wasn't for Danny, I always have to say this, if it wasn't for Danny, I wouldn't be a manga tuber. Just saying. So Danny's, I would have to say, is my senpai. I would also say my friend, and I would probably have to say football, not American football, regular football, because I see her comments and I'm like, goodness. I want to change that. I want to say foodie for one. So I would say football foodie senpai. There you go. But yeah, Danny is my 8th one. Guys, that's who a lot of people I feel like should subscribe to, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be around. So, got 2 left. 2 left. Goodness me. As far as the last 2 go, I'm gonna have to think on that for a split second. Well, one of them would be Lindsay Tutt. I would have to say that, because Lindsay has been one of my friends, and we've actually connected a lot. You know, just on, I guess, giveaways and extra little stuff. You know, Lindsay does like a bunch of videos where it's like little knickknacks and whatnot, and honestly, that's what I love about watching her stuff, is those little knickknacks and stuff that she gets, or food crates or whatever, you know, from the Manga Spice Cafe, stuff like that. Watching her do a lot of that stuff is like really awesome. So the manga is just kind of a bonus compared to the rest of it, because there's so much of that stuff that I enjoy watching from her. So yeah, totally awesome person. Go check them out. And then my last person, gosh, which is going to be hard, because I feel like the first 9 were kind of easy, and now I'm like right here and I'm like, ooh, who do I pick? Oh gosh, I mean, there's so much. There's just so much. For this one, I would probably have to go with my quote-unquote rival, since day one, even though he's got way more subs than me, so I don't know. But I guess my manga collection is what draws him to trying to finish it, get caught up and everything, and aspire to be my rival. Which, I mean, this is the first person that actually told me this, so I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there, because I know there are some that have said it, but this was the first one that actually made a big impression on me when they said that, which is Migs from the Manga Tuber. So if you haven't checked him out, go check out his channel as well. All 10 of these people are great. Like I said, you know, with Migs, there is a lot that we've talked about and whatnot, and it is a pretty small thing. You know, these are friends that I've gotten, I mean, up to a little over a couple months ago. You know, most of the other people were last year into the beginning of this year and whatnot, and then from there expanding out. But we've talked a lot, and our friendships have grown. So all 10 of them are great individuals. Totally think that you should go subscribe to all of them, because they are great people. And I know I probably took a little more than 3 little words. Hopefully it was 3 little sentences. But yeah, I mean, they're awesome people. Subscribe to them. So I'll go over them one more time. So Shay at Shay Geeks Out. Then we have Alonzi over on Alonzi. Lohalee over on Lohalee. Then we have Bizarre Individual over on his channel. We have Otaku Mike over on his channel. We have Maskio J. We have Flip Otaku. We have Danny D. Then we have Lindsay Tutt, and last but not least, we have Migs. So there are more people out there that I think do deserve part of this, and they are great. And I feel like the community challenge is a good thing that we're doing right now for it. So I feel like the 3 little words one, it kind of falling into my lap at this point, was kind of a really good thing, because that's what I feel like, you know, there's 2 months out of the whole year where we do a community challenge, and it's trying to push and pull and whatnot. you know, and it changed from being 1 year or one time a year to 2 times a year for this year, because there's so many people, like last year when I started it, that we got between when it first happened and when later on. Even though it was later on in the year, towards the end of December, we got a lot more people. So that's why I kind of do like a spring and a fall one, kind of. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks AG Macdonald for making this one. Thanks Shay for getting tagged and passing it along, and thanks to Alonzi for getting it from Shay and passing it on to me and I think 10 other people, 10 or 11. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and yeah, do it and pass it on. You know, I'm not worried about who gets tagged in. If you haven't done it yet, then you're tagged, and get out there and do it. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.